Hello children, welcome to the next part of our lesson, the living organisms and their surroundings. In the previous video lesson, we have discussed about habitat, types of habitat, like terrestrial habitat, aquatic habitat, arboreal habitat, and components of habitat like biotic components and abiotic components. And also we have discussed about adaptation in animals and plants to different habitats. Now, in this video lesson, we are going to learn about terrestrial habitat in detail. Children, different organisms prefer to live in different habitats. To survive in a particular habitat, the organism has to adapt itself to its climatic conditions, isn't it? Some terrestrial habitats. The plants and animals that live on land are said to live in terrestrial habitat. Some terrestrial habitats are grassland, forests, deserts, mountains, etc. Adaptation to desert habitat. For you, the best way to cool off on a hot summer day is to jump in a pool, isn't it? But how would you cool off if you lived in the desert, where the daytime temperatures are blazing hot and water is hard to find? That's the problem the desert animals face. In this video lesson, you will learn about some of the cool ways the desert animals have adapted and changed to survive in their hot and dry homes. Children, what's the best way to stay out of the sun? Come out at night, isn't it? Nighttime is a busy time for nocturnal desert animals. Nocturnal is a word that describes an animal that is active at night and sleeps during the day. Many animals living in deserts remain inactive during the day and become active during the night. The animals show this adaptation are called nocturnal. Certain animals hide themselves in burrows with gelatinous secretions and sleep for 8 to 9 months in a year, and this is called hibernation. In summers, the cold-blooded animals like lizards, snakes, and mosquitoes are more active during night. In winters, they enjoy sun during the day, and when cold, they become inactive for a certain long period. And also the absence of sweat glands and concentration of urine are other physical adaptations in desert animals. Now, adaptation in camel. Camel is the only large animal that survives in desert conditions. Children, you already know that camel is called sheep of the desert. It is adapted to the desert conditions because of the following. Its limbs contain large pads which help it to move on hot and slippery sand. The hump of the camel is a reservoir of food in the form of fat. And this is an unique adaptation of some desert animals is to store fat in humps or tail rather than over the entire body. Camel drinks a large quantity of water and stores it in water cells, muscles, and connective tissues. Children, do you know a camel can drink 40 liters of water in 10 minutes? In 10 minutes. It can live without drinking water for about 2 weeks. It excretes very little water in the form of urine. And it can also adjust its internal temperature according to the surrounding air. It sweats profusely in the bright sun to maintain its body temperature. Now, let us learn about desert plants. The plants that grow under very poor water conditions, such as in deserts, are called xerophytes. Plants like cacti and opuntia are adapted to hot and dry climate of deserts. Cacti plant can store water in their spongy stems. These are called succulent plants. The desert plants show the following characteristics to survive in hot and dry climate. Their leaves are reduced to scales or spines which reduce the loss of water by transpiration. Children, what do you mean by transpiration? The loss of water from the leaves of the plant is nothing but transpiration. So the leaves of the desert plants are reduced to stales or spine so that it can reduce the loss of water by transpiration. The leaves bear sunken stomata to reduce the rate of transpiration. The thick cuticle is found on the stem and leaves for the prevention of loss of water. So these are the characteristics of desert plants. Understood, children? Now, adaptation in mountain regions. Children, you already know that mountain regions are generally very cold and windy. Snowfall is very common during winters. There is a large variety of plants and animals living in mountain regions. Now, mountain plants are trees. The trees adapted to such cold, snowy climate are cone-shaped and have sloping branches, and they also have needle-like leaves. These adaptations help the rainwater and snow to slide off easily. Now, mountain animals. The animals in these regions are usually white or light colored. This helps them to camouflage with the surroundings. This also helps them in thermal regulation. They have thick skin or fur to protect them from cold. For example, yaks have long hair. This keeps them warm. Snow leopard has thick fur over its whole body. Mountain goat has strong hooves which help it in running up the rocky slopes of mountains as shown in the pictures. Now, adaptation to grasslands. The grasslands cover nearly one-fourth of the Earth's land. The grasslands exist in every continent except Antarctica. Tropical grasslands are hot throughout the year, whereas temperate grasslands are hot in summers and very cold in winters. Children, in grasslands, the rainfall is about 30 centimeters to 100 centimeters. As a result, here short grass grows. However, trees grow near streams and rivers. All grasslands have the following common features. Plenty of grass as food, continuity and openness, lacking cover to hide from predators. Therefore, the type of animals living in grasslands around the world are similar. The animals are mostly plant-eating. Examples: deer, horse, etc. And temperate grasslands are the home to many large herbivores such as bison, zebras, rhinos, and wild horses, and carnivores like lion, wolves, cheetahs, and leopards. Adaptation to grassland in herbivores. Herbivores such as deer, cow, goat, etc. living in grasslands have the following adaptations. Strong teeth for chewing and cutting hard grass. Long ears to follow the movements of predators. Children, what is a predator? A predator is an animal which mates them its prey. Long legs to run fast and save themselves from predators. Eyes on the sides of their heads. The eyes thus provide a wider field of view to follow the movements of predators over large area and in almost all directions. Now, adaptation to grassland in carnivores. Carnivores like lion, tiger, hyena, etc. are found in grasslands. They have the following adaptations. Sharp and long claws in their front legs to catch, hold, and tear the body of their prey. And they have light brown color or patchy body. This helps them to hide in dry grass. The eyes in the front of the face help in locating their prey. Long and strong canines help them in tearing the body of their prey. Understood, children? These are the adaptations of carnivores in grasslands. Thank you.